All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well where I learned this truth from. And salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push his word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also shalom to the millmen and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And today, just basically getting on this devil in his rulership, man, because it's a timeline where the Lord got when this devil to get into power and for this devil to get out of power, man. And we're coming on that time when Esau's going to get ready to get put out of his rulership. But like the scriptures say, no man nor the hour of the day. But guess what? We get close to it because we can see the prophecies, man. And a part of the prophecies of us seeing the downfall of Esau, or to see the coming of Yahweh Shai, is what the downfall of Esau, man. Because the downfall of Esau is showing us that Yahweh Shai is coming closer and closer, man. Because when the Lord Yahweh Shai come, he's coming to take down a certain kingdom, man. And he's going to take down the kingdom of Edom, man. That's the same kingdom that put him to death. Let's go ahead and start off with that in Revelations 1. Because, the criminal have to be identified, man. This Revelations 1, and I'm going to jump down to verse 7. Behold, he coming with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Who is that that's coming with clouds? Yahweh Shai, man. Because he's coming on with the world called UFOs, man. But it says every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Who pierced him, man? The Romans. The Romans torture function, or the Romans choice of torture, or the Romans choice of putting somebody to death was what? Putting somebody on a cross to crucify them, man. And who did the Romans crucify? Yahweh Shai, man. Who watch did Yahweh Shai died on? The Romans, man. And it's going to be the same watch Yahweh Shai is going to come on. Read this again. It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So guess what? The same people that put Yahweh Shai to death is going to be the same people that's going to have to pay, man. And again, people say, yeah, man, the Roman Empire fell way back then, not knowing that America is nothing but the Roman Empire revitalized, man. Because again, the Roman Empire got put down, I say around 300 AD, 300, 400 AD, but they had got rebirth in the time of the Renaissance, man. They have gotten rebirth in the late 1300s. One date that sticks out is 1942, man. Christopher Columbus trailed the ocean blue, man. Because again, Christopher Columbus traveling into the New World was basically a stamp of the rebirth of the so-called white man, man. Because you have to realize in the middle of the dark ages, Esau want to call it the middle age period, whatever these devils want to call it, guess what? There was a time when Esau was in slavery. They was under the subjection of the so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. And it tells you right here in Revelation 20 and verse 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And that great chain basically represents slavery, man, putting somebody under subjection. Continuing on, it says, and lay hold on the dragon, that old serpent. Now, is that literally an angel coming down and he's fighting with a damn dragon? And he got the dragon, and somewhere in Europe is a dragon that the Yahweh Shai locked up. No, man. That dragon or that old serpent is talking about who? Esau, Edom. And it tells you in the next verse, which is the devil and Satan. Once you go into that word devil, it's a deceiver, man. How can a damn little dragon deceive you when he can't speak English, man? So this dragon here is actually talking about a physical people, man. Read this again. And he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is like the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And again, those 1,000 years was again early 300 AD to then the late 1300s AD, man. Because again, after the plague and stuff like that, Esau starting to slowly but surely creep his way back up into rulership, man. Because you have to realize in the middle of the dark ages or the middle age, what Esau want to call it, guess what? Jake was ruling in, man. But the Lord have sent, the black plague to knock Jake down. And as soon as Jake fell down, Esau got right back into his rulership, man. He got right back into his wickedness. But let's go ahead and continue on. It's and bound him 1,000 years. And again, those 1,000 years was up in what? Again, the late 1300s. Continuing on, and cast him into the bottomless pit. What's that bottomless pit? Europe. And shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. Why? Because again, the Lord had, basically a break from Esau, man. Because again, it was a period when this guy wasn't ruling. It was a period when he was under the subjection of the Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. It says that he should deceive the nations no more till. So it was a point. Again, it was a time period once this devil he was got under subjection. It was a time period when he was in slavery. But it got to the point when that time period was up. Till those 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. We're in the point of that little season, man. 500 plus years, man. Again, but that 500 plus years that this devil have been ruling is going to be taken down in 1 hour, which is nothing compared to the rulership that we had ahead of us. Because in the flesh, you might say, man, 500 years is a long time. But in the eyes of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's nothing, man. That's half a day. Let's get a precept to back that up, man. Let's go to 1 Peter's. This is the book of so like the 2 Peter's. This is the book of 2 Peter's 3, and I'm gonna start at verse. Yep, 2 Peter's 3 and verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. So this rulership with Esau haven't even been a whole day yet, man. This renaissance period of this rebirth of the wickedness, it haven't been a whole day yet. Because this little season that this devil have been ruling, going again to the late 1300s until now, it only been a short time, man. A half a day, if you want to call it. And the Lord have gave this devil a half a day to rule, just so he can take him down in 1 hour. This is the book of Job 20, and I'm going to start at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth? Yes, man. You didn't know this? This is the day one that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the triumphing of the wicked, is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yes, man. So the triumphing of the rulership of Esau is short, man. Because again, even though he got this and got that, guess what? Esau in his peak, which he goes into the golden age, the 1950s, after 1945, the golden ages of Esau was only but for a moment, man. And not just since then, going down to 1970, that was starting the decline of Esau, man. Because I love 70s movies, man. That was like Jake in his rawness, man. And that's you can see the flavor of Israel pumping up for the lack of better words, man. But again, you go into the late 1960s, the early 1970s, that was the showing of Esau's falling, man. And who was that guy, Rabbi Abba Bivens, which was the step of showing you that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. What it said that Abba Bivens, he was the one that set the way for Yahweh Shai, man. So again, ever since late 1960s, the early 1970s, this devil kingdom have been falling, man. But again, you go into 1945, that was his rulership was at its peak. So let's read this again. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Because let's say 1950s, he was living it up. Guess what? In the 1960s, he had to fight in the Vietnam War, man. It's no joy in war, man. Continuing on, though his excellency, not up to the heavens, in his head reached the clouds. Yes, you in rulership. Yes, the Lord gave you that power. Matter of fact, let's get some to back that up. Because his head is in the clouds. This is the book of Psalm 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And yes, we can see that, even today, man. We can see this devil have great power. Because let's say you get pulled over.
your heart is gonna jump down to your ass, man. But let's say if an Edomite get pulled over, he can cuss he can cuss the cop back out from hella back and just give off with a warning, man. That's the prosperity of the wicked flourishing throughout the planet Earth right now, man. Continuing on, it says, "For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm." Yes, man, because you can say, "Oh yeah, this," even going back down to slavery, man. You go into slavery, man. You think those slaves ever thought that this devil was going to get out of power, man? That's why scriptures, like Matthew the 13th chapter, where many righteous men have desired to see this day, man. We have desire to see the downfall of this devil, man. Because go back, just think about Nat Turner, man, the guys that was living in that time, man. They would have never thought that this devil was going to get out of power, man. Read this again. It says, "For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm. They are not troubled as other men." Yes, these devils don't have to worry about getting pulled over by the police or getting shot down, man, or even bills. A lot of these Edomites are what? Trust fund babies, man. There's these some out there that's struggling, but 9 times out of 10, those are Jake, man. It says, "There are no trouble, they are not troubled as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." Yes, man, they don't have to go through the ill dealings of life, man. That's one reason why these devils are going to be destroyed, man. Because even once you go into every rulership, it was a time when that rulership had to really, for the lack of better words, it had to go through something, man. It had to get it out the mud, for the lack of better words. Esau never did that, man. Esau never got out the mud. Esau got it out of bloodshed, man, and war and destruction. He never worked things out diplomatically, man. If you want to work things out here, either get the gun and make you get down and lay down. But let's continue on. It says, "Therefore pride compasses them as a chain, and violence covered them as a garment." Going back into what? This devil got his rulership through bloodshed, man. Because again, 1942, when this devil came over here, guess what? Did he work this land out? Had an even trade with the natives? Said, "Hey, yeah, man, we're going to give you this much gold, this much jewelry, this much land, this much this, and we got coffee beans." No, he didn't do that, man. He came over there with bloodshed. He came over there with swords and war inside his heart to take the things away. And he's running that same system that he did back then today. And that's another reason why this devil have to be destroyed, man. Let's continue on in verse 7. "Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish." Yes, man. Because these devils have anything their heart desires, man. And that's why they're proud. You know? Because again, if a devil, Epstein is a perfect example. If a devil want an 8-year-old boy, he can go get it, man. Which is sick out here, man. That's one thing that the media don't really put attention onto, man. Because a lot of the people in the media are doing these unsavory things into children, man. That's one, they're like, it's about the kids. They say about Christmas and stuff like that. We celebrate Christmas for the kids. We have to get rid of Esau for the kids, man, for the children. Because hey, if these devils continue to rule, shall no flesh shall be saved, man. Because the children will be defiled, man. And that's what these devils have been doing ever since they have been ruling upon the planet Earth. They have been defiling a lot of things, man. Defiling the planet Earth, defiling morals, man. Defiling your conscience by the things they put on TV, man. It's 1,000,001 reasons why the Lord had to destroy this devil, man. Because this rulership, even though it have been short, it have been too long, man. Because hey, if another second happened here, somebody gonna die. As the words I'm speaking, somebody dying, and this is on account of the white man ruling. Let's go ahead and jump down though. This is the book of Psalm 73, and I'm gonna start at verse 16. "When I thought to know this, thought to know what? That this devil have rulership, man. That the servants that was supposed to serve you, that they sit upon the horses, that they sit upon the rulership. It says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein." So guess what? If we didn't have this truth, we would basically bug out, man. Not knowing that it's a light at the end of the tunnel, not knowing that what? The Lord just set this devil up temporarily, man. Because Esau, he's a temp service for the Most High for rulership, man. This kingdom that he's reigning right now is temporal, but the kingdom that we're going to enjoy is eternal. And guess what? Esau ruling was what? A necessary evil. That's why I said he understood. King David said he understood why the Lord set him up. Because guess what? Once we get into the kingdom of heaven, we're going to appreciate Yahweh Shema Shai much more, man. Knowing that we know both sides of the coin. In order for you to appreciate righteousness, you have to see wicked, man. And the Lord is showing us wickedness right now, man. Wickedness is finna ready to reach its peak, man. Because, hey, once you thought that this devil, a man pregnant, he's gonna come out with something else, man, that's totally out there. Read this again. It says, until I went unto the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou castest them down into destruction. And that's what the Lord have done, man. He have brought them up into a rulership mentality just so he can bring them down, man. Because again, how you was in subjection in that bottomless pit for 1,000 years, you're going to be subjected again under who? The nation of Israel, man. Which is what your rightful lot. Let's continue on in verse 19. How art thou brought down into desolation? How are you brought down into destruction? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terrors. Read this again. It's beautiful, man. How are they brought down into destruction? Who's going to destroy you? Yahweh Shema Shai, man. As in a moment. What's that moment? Revelations 18, and I'm going to jump to verse. Please bear with me. Revelations 18. I'm gonna jump down to 18, but let me get the one in verse. Please bear Malcolm. Because again, the Lord have set this place up just so he can judge these devils in 1 hour. Revelations 18 and verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come. Who's going to put that judgment upon these devils in 1 hour? Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Because again, once you go into that word mighty, let's look at that word mighty real quick. Going back into that Psalm 73, it says, thy strength was firm. These devils was mighty in their rulership, man. Ever since Christopher Columbus came over here, you know what I'm saying? You go into the the Civil War and things like that. Guess what? These devils have been swinging the sword throughout the planet Earth for the lack of better words, man. Because like the scripture saying in Job 9:24, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. But let's go into this word mighty. Mighty, strong, mighty, of living beings in the flesh, strong either in body or in mind. These devils are stronger in us in the flesh, man. Because let's say if these devils want to take out the whole neighborhood, they'll just send a damn drone, man. That's what make these devils mighty is what their bloodshed, their sword. Continuing on. I'm going to jump down. Strong, violent, going back to Psalm 73, violent compares them as a garment, forcibly, utterly firm. Their strength is firm, sure. Going back, let's go back to Psalm 73. Psalm 73, and I'm going to start at verse, going back to verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, thou cast them down into destruction. How art thou brought into destruction? So how you fell off as in a moment. How America, after 500 plus years, how do they fall off in 1 hour? They are utterly consumed with terrors. Who is consuming these devils with terrors? Yahweh Shema Shai. Let's go to Job 20. Going back into Job 20 in verse 6. Though his excellency mount up into the heavens, and his hair reach the clouds, you're in rulership for a moment, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which sing him shall say, where is he? Because guess what? It's going to be a moment after 1,000 years, you devils are going to be in a bonfire. Continuing on though, it says, the eye which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Why? Because you're never going to be in the seat of rulership again, man. The seat that you're going to be in is the seat of slavery, which is your rightful lot, Esau, Edom. No, you Morgans, you Rothschilds, you Gettys, you DuPonts, because everybody else is just, Joe Six-Packs, man. We talking to the higher ups, man. The gates of the nobles. You know? Let's go ahead and jump back to Psalm 73, man. I'm going to jump down a little bit. Yep. This is the book of Psalms 73. I'm going to start at verse 27. It says, "For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish." Yes, man. Who is far from Yahweh Shai? Esau, and also 2/3 of our people. It says, "Thou hast destroyed them. They have destroyed all them that go a whoring from thee." So the Lord's going to destroy everybody who goes inside the whore, man. Which again goes inside this system, the ways of Esau, the ways of this devil. So if you go in the form of this devil, or go after this devil, you're going to be destroyed with him. Though hand join the hand, the wicked should not be unpunished. So let's go ahead and go back to Revelation 18, and I'm going to jump down to verse 18. Revelations 18, matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 16, Salakia. Revelations 18, I'm going to start at verse 16. Matter of fact, 16, it says, "Alas, alas," it's saying, "Alas, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls." America, they're decked out. They're in the rulership. They're in the high seat, for lack of better words. "For in 1 hour, so great riches, all the things that you build up for, is come to naught." It's a spiritual sandcastle that the Lord is going to build, and He's going to send a wave of fire to take this place out, man. It says, "For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, in every shipmaster, and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off." Everybody else who do trade with this whore, and cried cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" Because there have never been any other place or any other kingdom like the kingdom that we're living in today, man. Like the kingdom of America, man. Continuing on, "And they cast the dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein made rich all that had ships, and by sea by the reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate." Yes, man. Because even these different nations, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, Ham, Japheth, all these nations that have been in bed with this whore, guess what? Once this whore get put out of power, they're not going to have anybody to trade with. But just going back into the point, it's going to be 1 hour that the Lord is going to use to take this devil out. It's going to be one moment that Yahweh Shai is going to set up to take Esau out of his power, man. And that one moment that destruction is going to happen, it's going to be one moment of salvation. Let's end it off right here in Isaiah 26, man. This is the book of Isaiah 26. Jumping down to verse 20, and it reads, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers." Going back into those clouds in Revelations 1 and 7. So like it says, "Enter into thy chambers, and shut thy doors behind thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, that 1 hour until the indignation be overpassed." Yes, man. Because in that 1 hour, the Lord, He's going to put His wrath, He's going to show His wrath with the planet Earth, man. He's going to show His wrath with the rulers of the planet Earth, man. Which comes in the form of who? Esau, Edom. "For behold, the Lord cometh out of His place to punish the inhabitants of the earth," to punish Esau for their iniquity, and 2/3 of our people. "The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain." Because after Esau get put out of power, righteousness is going to flourish out the planet Earth, man. So I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, Call Allah Yimlah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, Shalom, PTA, and the Bible.